What's up, guys? LQ here with the LQ review. I just got out of seeing Anaconda, the reboot with Paul Rudd and Jack Black. And I know I'm a few weeks late on this, but December was busy. December had the holidays and Avatar Fire and Ash, The Housemaid, Christie, a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm just now getting around to it. And well, I feel like I probably should have waited till streaming on this one. I was a fan of the first movie, and the rest of the movies, most of them direct to DVD or direct to VOD, quite frankly, they just weren't very good. So I was actually excited when this reboot was announced over a year ago, and when I heard that Jack Black and Paul Rudd were in it, I was like, okay, this makes sense. It's kind of a funny concept, so let's put some funny actors in it and let's kind of turn this into a horror comedy. Well, they remembered the comedy part and they completely left out the horror part. There was nothing scary about this movie whatsoever. And quite frankly, they also left out the comedy part, even though they put in a solid effort to include comedy in it, but it just wasn't funny. There were moments where Jack Black does what Jack Black does and got a chuckle out of me, mostly through his physical comedy. Paul Rudd just really kind of fell flat in this movie, and that's really sad to say because I'm a big fan of Paul Rudd and I think he can be very funny under the right circumstances, but he just really fell flat in this movie as a down on his luck actor who wants to reboot Anaconda and is a bad actor. And I don't know, like I said, falling flat is the best way I can describe it, but it wasn't funny, and it just felt, I don't know, it just felt out of place. And I guess maybe if they would have hired a less known actor to play that part, maybe it would have worked. I don't know. But this movie is about two Anaconda fans, Jack Black and Paul Rudd, who decide to go out into the Amazon and remake or reboot. It's not really a remake, it's a reboot of one of their favorite movies, Anaconda. And while they're out there, they end up getting hunted by a giant anaconda. And that's it. There's a subplot involving a miner who stole some gold and some people who are after her. And that subplot gets wrapped up before the start of the third act. So, I mean, for whatever reason, they set out to make this movie a comedy, and they failed at that, when they should have really been leaning into the horror aspect, and they could have made it funnier. There's horror comedies out there, some really great horror comedies, so they could have made a horror that leaned into comedy, but they just completely abandoned the horror concept and weren't funny enough to make it a comedy. There was a couple fun cameos in this movie. I won't spoil them, but I'm sure that you could probably guess who they are. And those moments brought some fun and levity to an otherwise pretty dismal script, to a pretty dismal story. The girl who played Ratcatcher 2 in Suicide Squad, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. She was good in this. She was good. And like I said, Jack Black was good. He just didn't have enough funny material to work with. Unfortunately, Paul Rudd just didn't bring it. And that, like I said, that's sad for me to say because I'm a fan. So, yeah, I should have waited till streaming on this one, but I didn't. I went and saw it, and yeah, I don't know where I'll put it in my Anaconda ranking. I'm going to do a ranking of all the Anaconda movies, and I really don't know where I'm going to put this one because I really only think the first one is a good movie. So I don't know exactly how that ranking is going to look, but I'll get to that soon. So bottom line, guys, I wasn't really a big fan of this. So have you seen it? Did you pay your hard-earned money to see this over the holidays or see it here at the beginning of January? Let me know if you've seen it in the comments down below, and let me know if you agree with me or maybe you disagree with my take. Either way is cool. But let me know if you've seen it in the comments down below. And while you're down there commenting, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.